LioConvoy here. First time on the channel covering a non-Thundercats comic. Thanks as always to my patrons. If you want to support me, links are in the description. Here's the order in which the review will go. Overview and synopsis, the writing, the art, my thoughts on the subject, and the backlash. So let's start. Superman Smashes the Klan is written by Jean Lin Yang, with art by Gurihiru. It's an adaptation of the famous radio play from 1946 called Superman, the Clan of the Fiery Cross. Using insider information, this radio play was used to expose the true nature of the Ku Klux Klan, which had a resurgence in the years leading up to the play. The comic is a somewhat truncated version of the nearly 3-hour radio play, taking liberties in the characters utilized and the plot overall. It was created to essentially be a children's book and was initially released in 3 volumes for $7.99 each, but eventually was compiled into a single trade paperback that you can find on Amazon for around $13. The story takes place in the 1940s with Superman fighting a Nazi remnant from World War II who calls himself Atom Man. After defeating him, Superman discovers that Atom Man's power source harms him, something he's never dealt with before. After bidding Lois adieu, we cut to a Chinese family moving to Metropolis. The little girl of the family, Lan Xin, is clearly struggling with the cultural shock of moving into the big city, away from Chinatown. She's also having to adjust to a new name, Roberta. This isn't something only she is struggling with though, as we see the rest of her family has similar troubles. Her brother Tommy joins Jimmy Olsen's baseball team. After accidentally beating a fellow club member with a maladjusted attitude towards Tommy's race, and said sourhead getting fired from the team for his attitude, Tommy becomes the head pitcher for the team. The sorehead's name is Chuck, and after arriving home and being confronted for his uniform being in the trash by his uncle Matt, he tells Matt what happened. Matt takes it very personally after discovering Tommy's ethnicity and brings Chuck along to a meeting of his group later that night. The group's name? The Clan of the Fiery Cross. Afterwards, you have this group terrorizing the Lees and anyone that tries to help them, from burning crosses on their lawn, to abducting Tommy, all the way to trying to kill Daily Planet members. Superman's intervention spoils all their plans, and Matt flees in order to gain help from his superior in the Klan. During all of this, we see Superman himself is struggling with his own identity. Having regulated his powers to still appear human to those watching, he tries to come to terms with the fact that he's an alien in the most direct sense of the word, having not been from Earth at all. After learning that the Klan wasn't driven by what Matt thinks it was, he disposes of his superior and tries to utilize the experimental weapon that was tested by Atom Man to use against the people who opposed him at a baseball game in progress, including his nephew Chuck, who turned on him after realizing how deranged his uncle and group were. During this, he takes Roberta hostage. The kids utilize teamwork to get Roberta free from him, and Matt tries to use his new weapon against them. This is cut short by Superman with his heat vision, utilized for the very first time with him floating in the air, no longer afraid of the gifts his physiology imbued him with. While the crowd is equal parts shocked and afraid of Superman, Matt tries one last plan: to suicide bomb the stadium. Superman flies Matt out of range and uses his freeze breath to disarm the bomb. Here we see Superman rebuking Matt and his ilk's ideology completely.
You really are a fool, Superman. You have such power, even I must concede that you are the true superior race. Why fight for a family of Ching Chongs?
Where I'm from, we take care of our own.
You're calling the Lees your own?
Yes.
You've been brainwashed by corrupt newspapers and textbooks. The Lees aren't your own. You share no blood with them, no history. There is literally nothing that binds you together. That has been the Klan's point all along. A nation bound by nothing cannot last.
But we are bound together. The Lees and I, our friends at the Daily Planet and the Unity House and the police department. Everyone down there, really. We are bound together by the future. We all share the same tomorrow. That includes even you, once you've renounced your hate and paid for what you've done.
Matt tries to commit suicide once again, with Superman denying him even that so he can face justice. With the Klan in Metropolis disbanded, Superman and the Lees embrace their heritage, and Roberta is given a pin engraved with her real initials by Lois and is now a junior reporter for the Daily Planet. While the writing does take liberties in terms of characters and lines, it's still really solid. Its tone is appropriate for the audience it's intended for, and I honestly have nothing negative to say here. Gonna be honest here, I love Gurihiru's art. It's the entire reason why I picked up the Gwenpool trades, and it works perfectly here as its tone and style is close to that of Superman the Animated Series. The layout, composition, and framing is all really good, so again, I have nothing negative to say here. I really liked this book. It's age appropriate, takes liberties in a way that adds to the original work instead of dismissing it, and is good in its message's delivery. Even doing what the radio play did and giving nuance to the Klansmen. These aren't some cartoon villains swirling their mustaches. They're everyday people bent and warped by a vile worldview. Superman even making it clear it's not Matt that he hates, but his ideals that are the problem. A lot of people, not just kids, struggle with identity and purpose. This book addresses it in an honest way that doesn't water down or detract from the conversation. I'm very pleased with this book. But not everyone is. When this book was announced, you had a slew of people from Comicsgate getting mad about it. Some citing relevance despite knowing the book's time frame, and others clearly mad it's not tackling the group they want tackled. Michael French from Retro Blasting and I will be covering one such person in a live stream after this video. Just know that if your initial reaction to Superman Smashes the Klan is to panic thinking it's propaganda against Republicans or the right, then you may need to rethink your position. Overall, I recommend this book, not just to kids but to adults as well. The Klan may not be as big as they once were, but their values are still around, and the only way to fight such a thing is with wisdom. I'm LioConvoy. Take care.